Yeah, we'll definitely have to see that. I think like earlier today we've already seen teams getting beat by pickups. We'll have to see if that trend maybe continues here. Splatzo's new Albacore Hotel map we haven't actually seen yet. One of those maps that is going to be something where we're going to be looking for these teams to have a little bit more range, perhaps than they might even be used to. But it looks like we might not entirely be seeing that, given the fact that we've got two carbons on the side of the map even.
Yeah, two carbons and also very, very interesting competition coming out from Dura right here. They have a Domahorn Charger and a Rapid Blast Deploy, but it seems to be working out. They get two initial picks and they're going to get a lot of control thanks to it. However, Orochi will go forward and try and find that trade. They do, but you mean, is that a shot? I'm surprised to see Doma playing Charger. I don't think I've ever seen him go onto that weapon, but yeah, we'll see how that plays out here. It does make sense considering it is kind of such a strong Charger map. It's not too hard to pick up here compared to others.
Who is that on Charger?
Domo.
Jumbo. Huh. Okay. I'm surprised Gator's not the one playing that, but I guess
Same.
opting for the Rapid Blaster Pro Deco, needing that more of that range presence, but now gets caught out. He is going to have to force the rest of these members to retreat. Now Volti gets caught out in zone without much map control there, really. Trying to hold on to this right now is this side of the purple squad. They actually are going to be able to find that somehow. I don't honestly know how exactly that went. Very scrappy back and forth. And it does actually look like they're going to be able to hold on to this, and they might even be able to go for the knockout here.
Yeah, they're very close to that knockout. Only 20 ticks remaining, and I mean, there's not much we can really do to get back into this. And oh, nice collateral. Domo having actually a very, very good game, and that's going to be a dominant performance. So if Dura doesn't hit shots, ice, and then he gets cut out by a challenge. But yeah, there's a nice drip pick to end it off, and strong performance.
Very strong performance. I think the team name. If Dura doesn't hit shots, I'm going to break my controller.
Okay. And of course, Nylon made that. Who else?
Yes. Naturally. But you don't need Dura to hit shots when Domo hits shots, I guess. So.
Exactly. And that's going to put them to match point because we have been put back down to best of threes on this side of the bracket, being the loser side of the bracket. So we're going to be waiting till losers finals until we see anything more than that. So it's a match point. As soon as I saw Splatzone's Blackbelly Skatepark, I was going to say, oh, but this is good because Squidding good at the team with a carbon player. And then I forget that this pickup has a carbon player. Volti, who has had a lot of success with the weapon. So it's really hard to say if it's going to favor Squidding good when both teams have a carbon player.
Who's going to pull out more tri-sloshers, though?
That's the question. I see.
That's the real question. Tri-slosher city, baby. Again, the reason why Carbon Roller, Tri-slosher are so strong here, in case you're just joining us, are these weapons are able to put out a large amount of ink in a small area, and the zones on Blackbelly are very small. Oftentimes, can be kind of flipped in one or two flicks of a Tri-slosher, one or two flicks of a roller, or something like that. So we'll have to see exactly. I don't know if any of these players are particularly used to playing on the Tri-slosher, so probably not going to see a ton of that. Right. Looks like we are going to see one Explosher coming out as well. One of those maps that can be very strong here. Looks like a very standard composition, though, coming out of Squidding Good. They have a Tri-slosher of their own, so yeah, perhaps a couple of flexes over here. Small
note, you don't need to be used to playing on Tri-slosher. You just play Tri-slosher. Gator coming out from Armor coming out from Gator early will be popped, which will allow the rest of the team to move forward. However, it looks like there's a bit of a ditch. Could get taken out easy, but they don't. It will be just teams kind of trying to paint over stuff right now. Sorry?
Gecko, massive flank from behind, trying to find some, worthwhile value here onto some of these members of the pickup. Looks like it is going to be able to actually pay out a little bit more. Now, this prevent situation here, make that the complete wipe, and Squidding Good completely in control to start things off.
Yep, Squidding Good in full control. That's exactly what they want when they're playing this competition. However, they lose one early. That's not what you want to see. And now the armors are going to be coming online, but the Tri-slosher does go down on the side of Dura, which means they only have the single armor. However, 3v3 situation, it's still fair. A trade from Volti, not particularly what you want to see from Dura's side, and that is going to allow Squidding Good to still have full control. Doma right now is going to try and find these picks, but not really able to do it with the Explosion in close range. Going to be most likely taken out over there, and that's going to leave Dura in a pretty difficult position.
Very difficult position here on the whole. Doesn't have a lot of long-range picking power either, right? Really going to rely on Gator's armor to get us back into this, to really find ourselves engaged. Now with another Tri-slosher going down, it's another two-in situation actually for this yellow side. The lockout continuing here. The ink armor popped by Squidding Good as they're able to just continue this. Volti going down once more. Now Fury stepping on forward here. Gecko is going to go down, and so we're starting to see some semblance of a push coming here, but it's going to get quickly nipped in the bud, and that is going to be Squidding Good taking game 2.
I feel like they should feel more hype because it's a 1-1 situation and we're going down to, the wire here. But both of those games were just so dominant from either team. It just can't, if you know what I mean. It's like, I feel like if the names are blurred and you don't know what the weapons are, then you'd think that the team just got 2-0'd. Because both of those matches were so dominant, but they were dominant from the different teams. So... Yep. Yeah, I suppose we're on match point here. We'll have to see how these teams are going to going into the new map. It's going to be Humpback Pump Trap. Again, another big Carbon map. However, there's 2 Carbon players on the field. So maybe maybe that game was due to the Carbon diff on Gecko. We'll have to see moving up here.
I don't think that was due to like a Carbon diff or something like that. I honestly think that, like, if you look at that composition, that they were playing Junior, Tri, Carbon.
Right.
None of those are going to be an Explo was their anchor. None of those are going to be able to open the door to find picks necessary to get that first blood that you can potentially turn into a push, right? In some of these team fights, that's just not what we were seeing come out from them. And it's just going to be very difficult to do. The best thing you can hope for is try to do some like Junior Splat Bomb plus Explosher chip damage combo to get one player. But by that point, you've already committed so many resources. There was just... Blackbelly is also one of those maps that if you can hold the lockout is very strong. That was a lockout, by the way. They were well ahead of the zones.
Obviously.
Obviously, that was a lockout. But I mean, I feel like it's just very difficult for that composition to actually break back in. So that wasn't necessarily due to one thing in particular. That's more so just due to the fact that there was an L3, there was a charger that's just able to continue applying pressure over time, and really not much that could be responded to by the other side.
Yep, and I will also say, I was going to say, running that triple burst bomb composition on a mic like Blackbelly does a ton of work. You can just throw all of your burst bombs onto mid, and you have mid. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for something similar here, actually, and yep, they do. Back to triple burst bomb composition, which, on this map, again, it's pretty strong. It's not Blackbelly strong, but I feel like if they get control, they just throw burst bombs onto their plateau game. Squidding could do a lot of work with that.
Definitely can do a lot of work here. Volty coming up from the side here. Gecko might be trying to go back for that. Now Volty stepping a little bit too close. 3 other members of Squidding Good going to go down there immediately. And now 3 down once more from the pickup. Squidding Good in control early.
Yep, Squidding Good have control early, and they're moving up to the plat thanks to that. And look, those burst bombs are coming out. They're just Gecko's just throwing them in. What was that? Absolutely disgusting from Gecko. That long-range shot, and Carbon can do that. If you throw that burst bomb and you get some max damage and you hit them from that far away, you can really put in a lot of work, and that's going to be scary to deal with on this sort of map. They do have the bombers and the armor, so they can start moving up with it, but right now, Yamimi's just using the bombers to clear his plat, and that doesn't mean they can't really go forwards onto the zone. Volty right now is going to try and push up with some of those bombs and find a pick, but nothing quite is coming out, but finally, Yamimi hitting a nice shot, but it is traded over as Nylon goes down. Carbon Roller Gecko moving onto their side in the trenches. Domo not quite able to hit the shot and will be trying to paint over it, and it looks like it will be Squidding Good keeping control. Only 30 ticks remaining and a bomb rush coming close. They're going to need to find a lot of value with it.
Going to need to find this value. And here comes the last stage armor coming in from Gator. Perhaps a little bit too early. Here comes a bomb rush as well onto the zone. That's going to be the cap. On over to this pickup's favor. Gecko goes down here. So not going to be able to cause more of that havoc that we're used to seeing out of these Carbon rolls. Now Volty trying to step on forward. He's able to find one onto Fury. Looking for this one onto OG as well. Able to take care of business there. The last one jumps back for Squidding Good. They're going to have to reset. And finally, a semblance of breathing room here for this pickup's side.
Yeah, definitely some breathing room. I think this is exactly what they need. I feel like actually with both these team competitions, they get the most value when they have control. I mean, yeah, you can say that about everything in the game, a bit obvious, but I feel like when you have Carbon Roller, when you have stuff like Fizzy Bomb and Burst Bomb Spam, it really helps. And when your meme's just on their plat hitting shots like that with Charger, that really, really helps. Right now, I'm going to try and pay back over the zone. That's going to be 2 going down, and in fact, Dumbo will be traded, which will allow Squidding Good to try and find some footing here. There's only a few ticks left. They only have them in the Tri-Slash alive. If Dura can keep control of the zone, it's going to be huge for them.
One goes down there, though, for them. Volty is able to trade that back the other direction. They're able to take back control of the zone, and they're already able to find the lead here. Gecko on the side can't really put out much. Doesn't have a lot of map control in order to do a lot of work here on this Carbon Roller. And now 7 ticks of the timer here left to go. So much pressure is getting applied right now by this pickup, and they are going to be the ones to find it, knocking out Squidding Good from the tournament.
That was looking at very Squidding Good favor for a second there. Dura really put themselves back up, and they put themselves back together, and they held it. They took the series 2-1, and they're going to be moving on to face against a much stronger opponent here. I mean, not to disrespect Squidding Good, but they're about to face String.
Yeah. That's good luck with that one. Of course, we're going to be watching that, but at the same time, it's like, ooh, that's